Warning, this video contains spoilers, but honestly, if you haven't watched Avatar in its entirety, go binge it now. Pause this video, open Netflix, grab some snacks, and then go on a magical journey with your flying bison. Thank you.
You said the tides would not allow us to bring the ship in. Do the tides command this ship?
No, Princess.
And if I were to have you thrown overboard, would the tides think twice about smashing you against the rocky shore?
No, Princess.
Well then, maybe you should worry less about the tides, who've already made up their mind about killing you, and worry more about me, who's still mulling it over.
Dude, I'm so hyped to do a character like Azula. Cold, calculated, and voiced by the woman of my childhood, Grey Griffin, who's done some pretty funny fan service recordings, messages. I'm not sure what to call them, but they're all so good, I have to share at least one.
I was informed you asked me to wish you a Merry Christmas. How pathetic. You must be miserable, shoving lists in your loved ones' faces, numbering all the extravagances they are to purchase for you in order to feel merry, and requiring my presence to satisfy your Christmas needs. I have a proposition. I burn not only all your gifts, but everything you own to the ground. The ashes of what was once your home scattering to the sky, with only your tears to quench my flames. I will certainly be having a Merry Christmas.
And now, with my excuse to show that off, let's get into Azula as a character and how that's going to affect my music making process. I don't think Azula really needs an introduction, but I do think it's important to point out some lore that ties in with her characteristics. Let's start with her position as a princess. Royalty has a very specific sound when it comes to not only video games, which is what I mainly write for, but all sorts of media. Why plain? Plain, go away, plain. Let's use Princess Peach as an example. She's pink, wears those long, fancy clothes, and has a castle. This trope often leads to waltz. Why? I don't know, Disney, and Cinderella, and magical stuff, probably. But here's the thing. Azula is a twisted princess. Pink? Nah, man.
Red for blood.
Magic horse carriage? Nah. Giant lizard who paralyzes its victims with its tongue. Fun summertime volleyball game?
We defeated you for all time! You will never rise from the ashes of your shame and humiliation! Well, that was fun.
So, with that in mind, I'll have to find a more creative way to have some sort of royalty feel to it. But you know what's going to make this really challenging? How big and cinematic I want it to sound. Azula's current sound design is already so sinister. You hear big trumpets, crashing cymbals, melodics that portray her as a powerhouse, and most importantly, that fucking chime.
Hello, brother.
Jeremy Zuckerman's leitmotif for Azula is already absolutely genius, and I'd feel disrespectful to the entire series if I didn't include it somehow. Azula is pretty okay at firebending. Lore-wise, she's considered a prodigy. Here's a small list of some stuff that just makes her severely underpowered. Blue flames mean hot. Jetpack? Nah, how about these hands? She's electric. Tylee got a vendetta.
Stick to the truth. I'll be able to tell if you're lying.
Are you sure? I'm a pretty good liar. I am a 400-foot-tall purple platypus bear with pink horns and silver wings.
Okay, you're good, I admit it.
Music INSPO speed round.
Want some Royale family sounding shit. Big and sinister, fast paced, probably not too crazy melodics. Tribal drums, since Avatar is set at a time older than my grandma. Leitmotifs? Yeah, that thing. Blend with my JRPG vibes. Final boss-ish, set to 375 degrees, let bake, serve. Alright, so this was a song that sort of made itself. I wrote with some bells that sounded super similar to what we hear in the series. Then sped up that melody to make it more battle theme-ish. To me, it already felt pretty dark, but we needed it to sound bigger. We went in with some trumpets. Then layered some huge cinematic drums on top of everything. With this section acting as our pre-chorus, it was time to actually write the chorus. I knew I wanted it to sound like a dire situation, and to me that screams arpeggiated violins. It was a little challenging getting it all to sound right since our bells are tuned in off key, but once I did, I layered, well, a lot of stuff with it. Now, for the verses, I wanted to keep it simple. I used a kora to give it a sort of royal Chinese/Japanese accent, but lightly so, as I felt too much of it would make the song sound kinda corny. For the pre-chorus, I wanted to bring in some of my JRPG-inspired violins, but I'm going to let you guys hear that yourself. Thanks so much for watching if you made it this far, and if you decide to leave a like or subscribe, it's beyond appreciated. Here's the final track.